Hello, and today we are with Miss Tess, and we are doing kind of a review of some things. I don't know if it started or not. I'm going to start over. If it did, then you can just hear it twice. All right, this is Tumbling for Dancers, and it's been a while since I've had a student here with me, and I'm so glad to have Tess here with me today because I did it by myself last weekend, and I don't think you guys got as much out of it as you would have if I had someone here that can do the things that we're talking about. So I'm excited to have her here. Today we're going to go over a few things, mainly floor work. We're going to review Spider, and then we're going to learn, we're going to review Kip Up, and then we're going to learn a new Kip Up, a new style of Kip Up, and then we are going to do a helicopter roll, okay, and maybe helicopter roll into a spider. Then we are going to, if we have time, review how to improve your back handspring step out. So we'll see. All right, so let's get started with a quick warm-up. So Tess, let's do 25 jumping jacks. Make sure your arms are going all the way up to your over your head. Touch your fingers together, and feet are coming together and out. And we're not going to do too much today, so the warm-up is going to be pretty quick. We're mainly doing, like I said, some floor work, so we're going to really stretch out our wrists and do some bridges. But we're not doing like a lot of pounding, so. All right. Let's stretch our wrists. So you're going to go out like this, spread your fingers and squeeze, spread and squeeze 10 times. To get those wrist joints going, get that fluid in your body coating your wrist joints to protect it. And we're going to make a fist and go up and down 10 times. You're going to flex your wrist and point your wrist down, keeping your elbows straight, so we're really isolating the wrist joint here, okay? All right, now you're going to turn your hands up like this to where your thumbs are facing the ceiling and go up and down like a hammer. And all of these 10 times. And then we're going to roll, where your thumb goes down and up, okay? And then we're going to, where your thumb goes out and down. Okay, so we're rolling the other way. Okay? All right, you can shake those arms out a little bit. Good. All right, and we're going to lay on the floor and push up to your bridge. You're really going to stretch through the shoulders here. Ready? Get your hands set for your bridge. And on the count of 3, push up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. She's going to try to push her armpits over her wrist. There we go. We're not really stretching the back here. We're stretching the upper back, the shoulders, the armpits. We're not just arching the lower back here. Good. And come down. And you can do a few tuck and rolls to kind of roll out that back a little bit. All right, so our first review that we're going to do is the spider, okay? So even if you already have a spider, this can help you get it better. I'm going to get a little piece of chalk here real quick to give you guys a visual. Now, when you guys are doing this, I like to teach it with a straight line, when your hands are going down a straight line. Okay, so I'm going to make a line here on the carpet. I'm going to come and put this down a little bit so you can kind of see what she's doing and see that line. Okay. Now, the first step that I teach a spider is an in and out. So you're going to be on your hands and knees. Your hands are going to be on the line. You want to make sure those hands are on the line the whole time. You want to monitor where you're going. Okay. And you're just going to go up to a bridge. Good. Okay. And then you're going to go back to your knees. Good. Okay. So let's do that one more time. This time we're going to rock into it. Turn your left hand toward me. There you go. So you want to kind of turn that hand toward the direction that you're going. When you rock back and forth, you want to lift your left side up and your right side up. Okay, your body is cut in half. Okay, your right side and your left side. And you want to lift the whole left side up at the same time. Okay, and up. Good. And back. Good. Okay, so we're going to do this again, okay? This time, we're going to rock a little bit more aggressively, and when she goes up to her bridge, she's going to jump up to her bridge, okay? Her hands are going to do the same thing as they were before, but her legs are going to come up off the ground, and we're going to get those suspended in the air and then land in the bridge, okay? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, ready? Good. Good job. Okay? So her legs clearly came off the ground. Okay? So the just to give you an idea of where you want to be, can you face your head that way? Yes, and be this way. Yes, and push up to a bridge for me. Where you want to be in your spider is about right here. Okay? Straight legs. Okay, legs out like this. Okay? You can separate them a little bit like this. Okay? Good. Her shoulders are still pushed out, and you can come down. Her shoulders are still her armpits are still pushed over her wrists, because you really need to keep those armpits open the whole time, okay? You want to get those legs up high, nice and straight, okay, with the hips pushing out like that, okay? All right, so let's try that bridge again, and your goal here is to get higher and higher, okay, to where you just go and fall to bridge, okay? Let's try it just a few times. Good. Okay. So you notice, go to your doggy position. Yes. Okay. So this leg right here has the outside leg has a tendency to come over, and you want to put it on the ground over here. Okay. Your brain just does that naturally. Most people do that. What you want to think of it as is, okay, there's a line for your hands, and there's a line for your feet. Okay. So this leg, you want to bring this whole side of your body up here. Yes. So that's where you want to bring it, is up here. Okay. Not down and forward. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so let's try it 2 more times. Up. Okay. Good. That was much better on lifting it up. You went up a lot higher. We just still brought it forward. Yeah. Good. There you go. Good job. Okay. So, 1 more time. Don't think about finishing it. Just think about lifting up. Up. Good. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is the next step, okay, is to go do the in and out. Okay. So we're going to go back to the in and out. Okay. But we're going to have our feet elevated. Okay. And a lot of the times you'll just do a spider. Okay. So elevate your feet and then finish the in and out. If your feet touch back, that's okay.
So like, go into
Try, yeah. There you go. Okay? So that's the next step. And like I said, a lot of you right there will sometimes just do the spider, okay? But that's the next step. So jump the feet up and come back down and do the in and out. Okay? And then you can get to the point where you don't have to touch those legs back down. Okay? Do you want to try it a few times? Okay. There you go. Okay? So sometimes what makes it a little bit easier is to start from your knees, like standing up. Okay? And you can kind of rock back and forth and then put that hand down and up. Sometimes that kind of helps your momentum a little bit.
Whoa,
there you go.
That's hard.
Good. And it's just something that you're not quite used to, and that's okay. Okay? A few tricks that I have are doing it over something. So if you guys have equipment, you can put a mat behind you. Okay? So you want to leave space for your hands. Okay? There's 2 tricks that you can do here to help you get this, okay? Let's real quick just go up to the bridge, and you can stop in the bridge with your feet on the mat. Okay, so it's going to look like that, okay? But what she has to do is jump to get her feet up there, okay? Let's go back to your beginning, and let's try to jump the feet up to the mat. There you go. Good. And it's just, I think for you, it's a little bit of shoulder flexibility, yeah. Okay? And it's really pushing through that bridge position and trying to open up those shoulders. All right, one more time. Good. And it's just, I think for you, it's a little bit of shoulder flexibility, okay? And it's really pushing through that bridge position and trying to open up those shoulders. All right, one more time. So that one I think you just need to jump up a little bit more, okay? All right, the other trick that I have is going over the mat, okay? So what you want to try to do is bring the feet over the mat, okay? And this is a little bit more advanced drill, and she might crash on this one, but that's okay, because I know you guys trying at home. I know all of you don't already have your spiders, and if you do, this will just help you, but this is a little bit more of an advanced one, like when you can kind of do the spider a little bit, but maybe you're not lifting up as much. But for some of you, it may just open up oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, so let's try it. Your feet are just going to come all the way over the mat.
Okay.
There you go. Good. Okay, so she got further up there that time. Good. If you have like a rolling mat at home, you can try it like that. If you have a wedge mat, okay, you can do it down the wedge mat. Okay, so if this was a wedge mat, just kind of getting doggy on top of this. We're not actually going to do it. Okay, but if this was a wedge mat, you'd want to get right here at the edge of the wedge, the fat end, the tall end of the wedge mat, and you do the spider down it. Like that. It kind of just gives you a little bit of momentum going down, okay? So what we're going to do now is move on to, so those are your 4 steps, okay? You have the in and out, you have the elevated bridge, you have the elevated bridge, in and out. Then you can turn that into a spider, okay? And then we have our tricks where we use our mats and stuff like that, okay? So you can have those and rewind this video and practice it, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is a kip up, okay? So I'll show you a traditional kip up, and then I kind of learned a new one that's a kip up concept, but you guys probably don't call the second one a kip up. So the first type of kip up is the one that we know, and you're going to do it, I'll show you on the floor, and then I'm going to grab a wedge mat, and then I'm going to show you on a wedge mat. So what you want to do first is come toward me just a little bit, okay, and act like you're going to do a backward roll, okay, bottom up in the air, okay, and then what you're going to do is, can you do a kip up? Okay, she's going to try one, okay, go ahead. Good, good, okay, so that's a pretty good kip up. It's about your rhythm, okay, now when you go back, okay, so sit down for me, okay, and she's going to roll back and do pizza hands. Good, so you want to be about here, okay, where your bottom is in the air and your feet are over your head. And when you come to roll back up, you're going to lift up here and lift up with the chest here. The hips here. You're obviously not going to go into a handstand like she did, okay, but if I could stop in that one little frame of her doing it, it might look like that, okay? So with that being said, let's try that again. But the kip up is mainly about rhythm, okay? You're changing your body shape from being like your core and your chest from being a bowl to your opening up, okay? And that's what gives you that pop off the floor, okay? Go ahead. Good, that's okay. And you'll find I like to roll back and lift my bottom up really high, okay? That gives me the leverage I need to drive my heels up. Some of you might not need to lift it back that much, okay? That's what I'm saying. You have to find your rhythm, okay? Try it a few more times, and I'm going to grab this wedge mat real quick. So one thing that's really important about kip ups too is pushing up with your hands, okay? So when you roll back and drive those legs up, you've really got to push up with your hands as well, okay? So if you have a wedge mat or a panel mat, this is a little bit of a helper, okay? So roll up the wedge mat and then come kip back up. There you go, okay? Just about that rhythm. The wedge mat is harder rolling up because you really have to use more core rolling up, but it's easier coming down. Good. Now that was a slow one, but I really like the rhythm on that one, okay? If you can get that going, where you have that rhythm, where you can feel it, and you're like, I can see it, I can feel it, okay? Then you can speed it up and you'll get there, okay? But I really like that rhythm, okay? So the main thing is rolling back to where your palm is on the floor. That's kind of how I gauge to where I'm rolling back. elbows in here, just like this, and when my palms are on the floor, my whole hand, okay, that's when I know I rolled back far enough. And that's my cue to drive the heels up, push up off the floor. There you go. Good. So the kip up doesn't have to be fast. It's not always a fast thing. Okay, it's a rhythm thing. Some people are faster than others. Okay. If you were doing it on the panel mat, it would look something like this, so on a little bit of a higher surface. Okay. So if you're doing it on the panel mat, don't actually you can do it if you want, but the panel mat's not my favorite because sometimes you don't land back on the floor. Sometimes you're like landing on the panel mat. But it's the same concept. Just roll back and don't actually do it. There. Okay, so you can kind of see that you almost have to, like when she kips up, she's going to kip up right here at the end of it. So if you're using a panel mat, come back up. Okay, you want to kind of stand a little bit further away from it. Okay, so that when you sit down, that you're barely on the edge. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Makes sense, Tess. Okay, so that's a regular kip up that we all know and love, right? Now, one more word about the kip up. You're going to roll back, palms touch the floor, toes over the head. Now, to come up is kind of like coming up from a front limber, okay? You're really going to come up like this, and you're really dragging up the rest of your body, okay? So if you can, that's the last thing I'll say about that is for the finish. Now, you can land with straight legs, or you can land like Tess did here, like this, down. It's just choreography. It's whatever you want to do. I prefer to teach it with a straight leg so that I can, your choreography is not limited. If you have straight leg, you can stand up and do whatever after. But if you can only do it from bent leg, then you have to have an extra step to stand up, okay? So I like to teach it with straight leg, and then the possibilities aren't limited after that, okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is a different style of kip up. So what we're going to do is you're going to lay on your stomach, okay, and whatever your dominant knee is, okay, that's the knee that you're going to leave down, okay? So if I do my round off with my right leg forward, I'm going to leave my right leg down. And my left leg, what my left leg is going to do is it's going to kick up, okay? So what the first step to this is, okay, her arms are right by her chest, okay? They're not down here, out here, up here. They're elbows into her ribs, and hands are right in front of her chest. What she's going to do is kick one leg up and pull the other knee in toward her chest. So ready? Kick and pull. Good, okay? So let's do that 2 more times, okay? So you're going to kick and pull. Good. Now, what we want to see is just a little bit more here pulling in. Like there's a fist coming out of the floor and it's going to punch you in the stomach and you're like, no, don't punch me in the stomach, okay? So let's do that one more time. Focus a little more on pushing up with the hands and core. Good. Okay, so the second step, go to where your leg is up, okay? So the next step is to bring this knee up and in, okay, and turn that foot under. Right now the foot is like this, okay? You want to be here, okay? And as this leg is coming up, that's what, as you're pulling your knee in, this leg stays up, okay? So pull knee in and get your foot under. And what you want to do is have this knee leg up here. You want to pull it up and back, okay? So that's kind of like the end game here, okay? There's a few different ways you can get there, though, okay? So let's do it a few more times, okay? So the main part is in the beginning, okay, where we're pushing up. That's the kip up part, okay, is where we're pushing up, and that leg is staying up tall, okay? So do the first part one more time. Good. Now from here, pull your leg in more. Good. And what we're going to do is she's going to push. She's probably going to have to push 2 times with her hands. So go and stand up from here. There we go. Hey, she did it. That was pretty good. Okay, she didn't have to move her hands. That was good. Okay, so we're going to go down to where that leg position is up again. Okay, and we're going to push up and push the leg back. There you go. Good. okay? So let's try to do it all together. And if you have to move your hands at first, that's okay. There you go. That was pretty good. I like that. Good job. Okay, so why are we doing this? What can we do out of that? Okay, so when you go up, is this your dominant leg? Okay. So you can turn here, okay, turn here, and go up for an aerial or something else, okay? So it's a fun way to get off the floor. I feel like it's mainly a hip hop thing, but it's a fun way to get off the floor and puts you with your dominant leg in front to where you can kind of do anything that you want, okay? Want to try it again? Okay. That was pretty good. I really like that a lot. I tried this a few times earlier. It's pretty hard. But once you take it step by step like that and break it down, it's not as hard. Okay, so again, I'll go over the steps. You're going from laying down position, okay, to flicking that back leg up and pulling your dominant leg forward, okay, and then you're going to be in this position. Go to where we're like, you're going to be in like this position, okay, and then we're kipping that leg back and pulling up, okay? So the next thing that we were going to do was improving your back handspring step out. Okay, we talked about spiders, 2 different kinds of kip-ups, and we're going to talk real quick about improving your back handspring step out, okay? So a few things. You want to think of your back handspring step out as a split jump, okay? It's a back handspring, but as you jump for your back handspring, you're jumping into a split jump, okay? One leg is going up and one leg is pushing back, okay? It's the same thing as a split jump, but you're going into your back handspring. Your back handspring step out should be just as long and nice as your regular back handspring, but you do need it to be just a little bit higher than your regular back handspring because you do take that time to split your leg and come over, okay? So go to a split handstand. Yep. So in theory, this is where you should be in the middle of your back handspring step out, okay? It's a nice, pretty line. So you do want to practice that split handstand, okay? Now, in that split handstand, you don't just have an arched back and we're all loose and flexible. No, okay? We're flexible, but we're tight and squeezed, and we're still pressed up through the spine. It's not just, I'm going to arch my back, okay? It's boom, we're pressed up through the spine. Our legs are just apart. Okay? We still have to be able to push ourselves up from the handstand position, okay? So do that one more time and press really tall. Good. So here, and she's not just arched. She's really pressed really tall in that handstand, okay? And down. Good. Okay, so first of all, you do need to have a good back handspring first, okay? That is a prerequisite, okay? Now, jumping split jump, just a jumping split jump, just from standing right here, okay? So I'm going to stand here, let's face this way, okay? And just jump and do just a best split jump that you can do. Good, okay? So as dancers, your back leg gets pretty high, your front leg is not quite as high, and that's just a general thing about how you guys do leaps, okay? But think of this as a complete, like I want to do a split in the air, okay? So when I jump up, my front leg is here and my back leg is right out in the same line, horizontal line, okay? Ready? Try it again, front leg up a little higher. Good. Okay, and we're gonna do one more time. I'm gonna hold her up a little bit. I want you to try to pretend like my hand is right there and that you're kicking my hand with that front leg. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, good. So that's how you can practice just getting that split and jumping with the split, okay? Something I do, what leg do you step out with? Something that I do in the gym to you guys a lot, do a back handspring step out, is I'll stop you here, okay, by holding this leg right here, okay? Now, obviously you guys can't do that at home, okay? So I kind of have a drill that is, I gotta move this computer to do it, but that you can do on your bed, okay? And it's a jump back drill with opening your legs to the jump back drill, just like we would do on, come over here to this, right here. just like we would do on a regular jump back drill for teaching back handsprings and how to jump. Okay, but you're going to split your leg. All right, let's see if we can see Tess a little better over here. There we go. Where are we here? There. Okay. So can you jump back? And you know what drill I'm talking about? Okay. Yep. And you land on your back. Yep. Ready? Good. Okay. So on this one, let's make sure that we put our arms all the way flat. Okay. Scoot a little bit away from it. Okay. Arms behind you. Good. Jump and split. Good. So let's split a little bit sooner. Okay. Split as soon as those legs come off the ground. Split right away. Yes. That's better. Did you guys, I hope you saw the difference in that. We did not go over this in the beginning because I want you guys to see flaws, because her flaws are the same flaws that you're going to have when you first do this. It's the same flaws that everybody has when they first do this. So it's good to not rehearse some of this, okay? All right, ready? 2 more. Good. Little bit sooner like that last one. Yes. Good. Okay. So why don't you do a back handspring step out on the tumble track? And if you guys have an air track, that's a good place to do them. Anytime you're ready. Good. That was a very nice, nicely timed split. Okay. Good. Squeeze those quads to keep that knee straight a little bit. Let's do one more. Good. Very nice. Now, a few other things. I'm going to see if I can set this down and you can still see. I feel like that I'm shaking because I'm holding it. Okay, so if you have an air track at home or a mat at home, doing back handsprings up a mat, okay? So let's talk about it with a panel mat. Okay, so doing back handspring step out up a panel mat is extremely beneficial. It gives you time to split that leg, and it also makes you jump higher. It's kind of scary at first going up the mat. I know this because I did it yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to spot her on the first one. If you don't have somebody there to spot you, that's okay. You shouldn't do it. But put the mat down lower, okay, and then build up, okay? Or if you have a wedge mat, it's a good idea to do it up the wedge mat with your feet on the floor, going up the wedge mat. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Up. Woo. Good. And I think she could probably do that by herself. I didn't really help her. It's just a little nerve-wracking at first. Yeah. One more time. And you can do this off your air track. You can do it on the floor. You don't have to have a tumble track. Good. All right, so see how she's worried about the jump, so she's splitting a little bit later, okay? We do want to keep splitting at the same time, okay? One more time. Split right away. Split. There you go, okay? So, the wedge mat drill is the same, and we do have a wedge mat, so we might as well do one. So we'll head back over here, and let's do one more drill. And sometimes when you do this, you might get stuck in your split, and that's okay. That's progress. It'll help you understand how much harder you need to jump and higher you need to jump, and pushing off the hands. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. And always remember, split early. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Split. Good. Okay? So, those are just a few tips for improving your back handspring step out. Okay? Multiple back handspring step outs. It's kind of a step out, step in. And maybe that's something that we can talk about. I did a video yesterday. I know a lot of you guys have air tracks at home. I did a video yesterday. There's actually 3 videos on air tracks. If you go to our website, summitsportscenter.com, and you'll see as soon as you pull up the homepage how to get to our virtual classes. But I've done 3 videos on round-off drills for air tracks, and back handspring drills for air tracks. So if you have an air track, those are very beneficial, okay? So let's say, but Coach Leslie, I already have, I'm working tucks. Coach Leslie, I'm working tucks. You know what? I bet your round off and handspring could use some work, because if you're working tucks, what comes before a tuck? A round off and a handspring, okay? You want to do a round off handspring tuck. You don't want to just do a tuck. Yeah, I can do a tuck on a trampoline, or I can throw myself in the air and throw my body over and land. That's great. You should keep doing that. If that's what you're working toward, that's great. But if your round off and your handspring isn't fantastically amazing, that's going to make that tuck a lot harder, okay? So going back and focusing on round offs and handsprings, especially since we're not in class, I make you guys do it in class, okay? But if you're just working tucks and you've just been working tucks, or you've just been working aerials, that's great. I'm very proud of you. Let's go back and do a little bit of work on our basics and round offs and handsprings, okay? So I'm putting out another video tomorrow that's a round off handspring and round off multiple handspring air track focused drills, okay? So go check that out. Thank you so much for helping Tess, and we will see you next time. Bye.